What's up, everybody? Dan Howlig here, and my little slogan, be the agent. That's what we're talking about right now. So, welcome to another episode of the Dan Howlig podcast. I started off a little bit differently here, so if you're listening to this, I was showing my mug that is actually, here, I'm going to tell you a little secret. It's a prototype. Like how I taped it, whatever. Don't worry, past clients, past people I've worked with, you're not going to get a mug with my name on unless you really want one. But maybe I'll make some fun mug, right? Maybe it will be just the slogan with Be the Agent. So we're going to get into that. But let me back up here. First and foremost, thanks for listening. I am so appreciative you're here. Really am. And you get to see my at-home office with some of our goals on the board, and it looks really small here because I guess just perspective. It's fine. Typically, I like to be at the actual real estate office, but today is a little bit more of a cozier type day. So I'm just kind of going to do this from home. I've got a meeting in about an hour, so just going to get this guy going, and we're going to, see what we've got. So be the agent. That's like a no-brainer, right? I'm a realtor. I'm trying to be the agent, right? And the thing that with being a realtor is that we all have a different definition of what that means. So if you are getting into real estate, you're going to either say you're going to work constantly, you're going to have the most transactions, you're going to work a particular niche maybe, right? You're going to find something you're really into. And all of real estate, it's interesting because I always had a vision of what I was really wanting it to be. So you're probably going to hear this in other ways, but one of the things was that when I got into real estate, my managing broker asked me, what I wanted to do. And I think I've said this before, but the gist of it is I said I wanted to change it. And that is a very complex thing to do, right? You don't just change real estate. But I had a mindset I had something, right? I had an interpretation of what I thought real estate was, or what it, currently, could be, or at the time. And he asked me, what did I mean by that? I'm like, well, if I knew what that meant, I would go do it, right? So, lo and behold, I have several years behind me now. And now what I do is I assess. I've written out a ton of my clients. I've thought about them. I've reflected. I've meditated on who they are. I've done these things that I don't know if a lot of other agents do. And if you're transactional, again, nothing against people who are solely transactional. I don't know if they ever really go back to those people and think about it, right? I know some people I have pretty tight relationships with, and others maybe it's just kind of when they need me. And that's fair. I don't expect people to be following up with everything or constantly referring me out. I would love it, but that's not going to happen. So the concept of be the agent, let's get back to that. This is for a few things. First, it's my own reminder, right? And if you can hear my cat in the background, oh my God, she wants to get in here so bad. But I don't know if you could hear her little moans. I feel bad for her almost. Maybe we'll bring her in here. All right, hold on one second. Shuddy. This is our little cat. This is Daisy. Say hi, Daisy. Meow into the microphone. Okay. Back to work. Oy. So be the agent. It's changing now. My focus is to be the agent, but it's to be your agent, right? It's to get what you need done. It's to focus on that relationship with you. And it's an extension of you. That's all a realtor is. Nothing more, nothing less. We're not here to be your friend. We're not here to be all these things. We're not here to, be a therapist. It's to be the agent. And you're going to hear these stories, people who refer me always say, oh my God, it's so great to go out with Dan. And, he knows his stuff and he's going to teach you things. And he walked us through stuff because life is still happening. how many clients have I had that have gone on for, 6 months, a year and a half, and there's so much going on, relationship issues, job issues, financial issues, which I don't really like to hear because we're buying a house. But they happen. And, I had during the government change up where a lot of people were being let go or they were having buyouts. People had to make decisions. And I'm only here to guide them, right? So, I kind of think about it from this perspective. And it's obviously as life goes on, you change a little bit. I've gone from a couple different brokerages in different positions. I've worked with different types of clients. I've done from house hacking to, condos to single family homes. I've sold both sides. And there's so many things that go on. But at the end of the day, you could have 100 clients, and if 99 of them are happy, that's great. If one isn't, I wasn't being the agent. I didn't communicate something clearly. I didn't set the expectation. I didn't make it known what was going to come next. And that's going to happen inevitably, right? So whether you're watching this because you're thinking about working with me, whether you're watching this because you want to get into real estate, whether you're watching this because I live in Chicago and I live by the CTA and pretty close to one of the trains that's really loud, just went by, whatever it is. Apologies for my cough, but since I'm recording this one, I'm going to keep it. And even that in itself, right? It's just this real, there's my cat again, but yeah, there she goes. Anyways, it's really focusing, right? And as I struggle to focus on to say it's really focusing. The thing that is hard to convey, because salespeople or transactional agents always kind of have that leg up, is they'll say like, well, I did this much business. They're always going to have that in their back pocket. And anybody who's getting into this business or looking to work with somebody, are you looking to be a number? Are you looking to create numbers? Or are you looking for something more? And that's where you, right, need to figure out what it is that you want. I can only do as good as you need. And no matter what that is, you can say, Dan, I need to sell my place in one day. Let's go find that buyer, right? Dan, we need to buy a place tomorrow. Let's go find the right place. Whatever you need as an agent, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be the agent for you. So, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter podcast. As you probably noticed that it's also a blog article. I'm trying to get a couple different types of medias out there. And in my blog, of course, I'm going to type up what this represents. So really do hope you listen and, read in a variety of ways, whatever. Watching it, I swear I'll make some better videos in the future. But that's the thing, right? It's that reminder right now. I can't have distractions of, creating this video and doing these things. I have a message to convey. And it comes through my service. It comes through everything. But if you've never worked with a realtor or you want to get into real estate and you have no idea, you don't know, right? You don't know what comes next. And it's difficult because when you don't know what's coming next, no matter what, even if you meet with 10 agents, they're all going to have different styles. They're going to have different flows. They're going to have different abilities and understandings and, strengths and weaknesses. That's just how it is. So lastly, I've had this question asked to me before, why don't I put out more like content that's kind of like timely, right? And that's simple because that doesn't do anything. Telling you if the market's doing great today or if it's going to do great today or do great tomorrow doesn't do anything for you. It only does things for an agent who sells. I can tell you the flows that are going to happen. There's predictability in the last like 50 years of real estate. From when there's presidential elections to when there's government shutdowns like we've currently experienced, but whenever you listen and watch us, right? But that's the thing, it's not timely anymore. There are things that occur that impact the motives, the intentions, the things that make people do certain things because maybe it's through jobs, through economics. So something I always want to make sure people know is if you need numbers now because you're looking to buy and you want to understand where the market's at right now, or if you're looking to sell and you've been getting maybe some updates or you need something, but if you need to understand where things are at or where they're heading for your place, because you might have the best studio in the world, but nobody's looking for studios right now. And I'm not saying like generally right now, or maybe in a particular area. So that is where my role is being the agent comes in. It's for you. It's content like this that gets people to understand that it's a mindset, it's a method, it's a philosophy, right? It's a process, it's a journey. You can go on and on with all those things. It's not a end item. It's not a closing. It's not a deal. It's not another dollar in transactions for X year, whatever. So really glad you listened to this, watched it, read it, whatever you did here. So thankful you're here. I know my cat, wherever she headed off to, was glad to be a little cameo on this. And yeah, if you're looking for a place, looking to sell, you got your furry kids, dogs, cats, anything in between, whatever, I'm here for you guys. Oh, thanks for listening.